Good evening, Tony Kranz, Encinitas. Last week I spoke about something I discovered on the Encinitas Taxpayer Association blog, where the city refused to release a report because it was considered a draft. What I found on the blog is a letter where the city attorney defended the city's position to an attorney from a public advocacy group called Callaware. I would like to ask for the draft designation to be removed and the report released for the following reasons. Actually, it's the other one. First off, the contract that the Nichols Consulting Engineers worked under provided that they would start their work on April 6th of 2009 and the final pavement management system submittal no later than August 14, 2009, almost a year ago. Next one. No, there's another page in that PDF. This is from the proposal that the engineers provided, and it says that a draft copy of this report will be provided to the city for review. Note it says a draft copy. Upon receipt of the city's comments, a final report will be prepared. And as you see there, the key deliverables are a final report. Next page, please. This is a table of the fees that were charged, and item F was the last item in the first phase of the project, budgetary analysis and final reports. The city has now been billed in 9 different payments for the amount of $72,650, effectively stating that they were done with their work. I spoke to the engineering firm today, and they believe they are done. They know they may have small comments back that they might have to revise, but for the most part, they consider their work to be final. So since in 2004, the state's constitution was amended by over approximately, I think it was 95% of the people that voted, over 9 million people voted to amend the Constitution to say the people have the right of access to information concerning the conduct of the people's business, and therefore the meetings of the public bodies and the writings of public officials and agencies shall be open to public scrutiny. Therefore, I would respectfully request that the report be released so that it can be subject to public scrutiny. I don't see any reason to hold it. It's over a year old, and it's time to let it go.
One moment, please. Mayor Gallagher, we do have a request from the public for the item to be placed on a future agenda. I believe our rules do allow us to agree to that request if we can have support from a number of council members. So I would respectfully ask that we look into that. I understand it's in our administrative manual.
You guys are all looking at me. What's the question? Can you put the matter on the agenda? If there's a request to put something on the agenda from a
member of the public
or a council member, you can put it on the agenda under your own rules if you have a consensus or if you have a motion with at least 3 votes carrying the motion. So it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I certainly would support make a motion to place this on a future agenda.
I don't think we can make a motion here, but we can see how many heads are going up and down.
Fine. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What would the agenda item be, whether or not to release it, or would it be the actual report?
The report.
I need some clarification. What are you asking to be agenda?
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking what the speaker asked. I do have a copy of the City of Encinitas Administrative Manual on that particular section, and it says to add an item during a meeting to a future agenda at the request of a member of the audience after being authorized to speak requests, and the chair with the support of the majority of the City Council gives an express oral direction to the City Manager. I believe a member of the audience asked us to agendize this, and so I am supporting that request.
I'm still asking for clarification of the request.
Perhaps the speaker can clarify the request. To have the report or to release it?
The main item would be to have the report released, whether it needs to come, be agendized or not, I'm not certain of, but the request for the report to be made public so that we can see, how the roads are, what the engineers think the condition of the roads are and how it's going to impact our budget. And I would think that would be important enough to receive at council, but that's up to you guys.
Tony, just a question. In very few words, are you requesting for us to release the report or for us to agendize if we want to release a report? Because I haven't looked at it. I don't know what's there.
Nobody's seen the report that I know of other than the engineers, but my main goal is to get the information public. If you choose to do that just by having the engineers release it to Kevin Cummins, who made the request, that's your business. I do think it's important enough that it should be on an agenda.
Okay, let's see what the
my main point is that it's not a draft, it's a final report, and that it should be released.
Okay,
I was going to make I was going to suggest that I think the interest is in seeing the report, and maybe the mayor, in setting the agenda, can decide whether we'll put the issue of releasing it or whether it's ready to be an agenda item on the agenda. So if it's ready to go.
Okay, does the city attorney?
I have a suggestion. Why don't we have Peter Cota-Robles come up and briefly respond? You can do that under the Brown Act, just in terms of what the status is, and then you can make an informed decision on what direction you want to give.
That would certainly make me a lot more comfortable because,
Yeah, I don't know what's there.
yeah, I don't want to be releasing the incorrect information to the public.
And let's remind Mr. Cota-Robles that it's a brief response only.
Very good. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, the engineering department received the document in the spring, and because of the press of other CIP projects that we've been moving forward because of the summer construction period, as well as grant timelines and so forth, we did not have time to complete review of that document until very recently. In fact, we're doing the final review right now. We would be in a position to return to council with the document in September, if that is your pleasure, with a report.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got 5 heads going up and down. Great, thank you.